So Google has released their new model, or they just updated this model, Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview, and they have the 2.5 Flash Preview thinking. So we are gonna use this one, the Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview, which is just causing 0.15 input tokens and 0.60 per million output tokens to create our directory using this one prompt. So just to give you an update, we are in our 5th directory, but now we will be creating our 6th directory using that new model. So just to give you an overview, this is the public toilet directory, and this is the mosque in Australia directory right there. We have the boat repair shop directory, and we have the fence contractor directory. And the last one, we have the tattoo shop directory. So we will be doing our 6th one, which is, I just scraped the data here. I'm going to do the weight loss service directory. We've got 353 listing in Australia. So you can go to GFA Scraper if you want to scrape your listing. So it's 3 times cheaper than Outscraper. Before I was using Outscraper, but I switched to using GFA Scraper because the data, I can get the data quite faster. So if you want to get larger directory, for example, auto repair shop. So you can see right here, you can scrape the first 10,000 and build your directory. Then you can use this token to subsequently get the next 10,000 bit of auto repair shop. Suppose it's more than 10,000, the listing that you're getting. So you can start with small listing and then use the token right here so that it will not scrape the same listing that you scraped before. All right, so that's one advantage of using GFA Scraper. But this one, weight loss service, this is the max listing because I just took it from Australia country only. But if you're gonna take from the US, it will be more than that. If you want to get idea, you can go to listing categories overviews, and you can get some ideas which directory you want to start right here. So going back to our directory, so we will be purchasing this domain, Weight Loss Australia, that directory. Nameship, you can actually purchase a KLD that ends with that directory, and it's just cost $5. So you can do that. And here, using Hostinger, we will be creating another website. Because here, I purchased this plan, the $3.99 per month, the business plan, so that I will be able to host 50 websites. Some of my directories, like the boat repair, the toilet one, still not in Hostinger, but I'll be moving them to Hostinger. So I will be managing just one control panel for all the directories and follow that approach as well. Now, we are not in our 6th directory. Going to our one prompt directory right here, we will be setting up a local site first, here in our local computer so that we will be able to run Climb using this new model right here. So just download this local WP, search on Google, and you will be able to create multiple WordPress website on your local. So I'm just going to do that now. So this one is, so I'm just going to name this as at weight loss. And then whenever I want to access it locally, so I'll just go to weightloss.local. So it will do the setup for me. Just click on continue and just click on continue again. And now as you can see, it's installing the WordPress. All right, we're good to go. So our WordPress is installed. So when you click this open site, you will see it's now available, and you can go directly to WP admin. That's our admin dashboard. Now you go to this one prompt directory maker. It's available in the link below. So just copy this, take a copy. Now open a blank notepad, paste it right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna fill up this 8 variables right here to start. Now folder name will be, I'm just gonna name it like that, and site title. So I named the site title usually the category that I took. So weight loss services Australia, and then I'll just put the country just like that. And custom post key will be, I'll just have weight loss, and taxonomy, we will categorize this by state. So I'll just have to mention state, and the theme name, I'll just take this, and the model that I'm going to use, which is a Gemini 2.5 Flash. So that later on, when I want to try a new model, I'll just need to change the theme name, and then I know which one to activate. Now, Google category will just be this. It doesn't have to be exact name of category. It's just some variable that will be used here in the theme. So whichever you want to call it, you can just call it weight loss or weight loss services. Now, country will be Australia, and color palette, this is optional if you want to get color palettes from this website Cooler. So you can go start generator. And here it will suggest you the palette colors. If you don't want this, just press space. It will generate a new one. So just take a look which one you will think would fit for your site. So I think I'm gonna use this. It looks good. So you just copy these 5 colors right here. I'm just gonna do that very quickly. So the color palettes work great if you are using an intelligent model such as Claude 3.7. So it will intelligently apply the color palettes wherever it's possible. Now, the custom fields, since I gathered that from the GFA Scraper, so this is how it will look once you grab that from GFA Scraper. So as you can see, this is nice because we have the description right here. So some Google categories won't have the description. So this can come in the content or whichever you want to put. This is really good. Now, you have to copy all the column names right here Alright, and then paste that right there. So the ACF or advanced custom fields will create these custom fields and you'll be just able to port them easily. Now the last thing that I want to do, well, I'm just gonna prompt this. I think this is all ready. So we copy this. Now we open our VS Code. Just click this from local WP. So it will directly open your WordPress files right here and you can set up the client. Now here, I'm just gonna change the model to, I will use Open Router and we will use the new one, which is the Google Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview. This date right here, 0520, just released today. So you copy this model and here make sure you paste it in your client configuration and that's it. You're now using this latest model right here and we're ready to prompt this directory maker right here. I'm just gonna copy this and paste it right there and we'll just wait for a few minutes. I'll gonna hit enter. So while waiting for the theme to be created, I'm just gonna clean this data right here. So the way I clean the data is you have to fix the state. There shouldn't be a short version. Example, this one, New South Wales. I don't want to have NSW, so everything should be New South Wales. And for WA, it should be Western Australia. So here you enable the filter right there and sort that ascending. So it will group the state accordingly. Now here, I'm just gonna fix all NSW right like that. And I'll do that for the rest of the state. So I'm doing this so that it will correctly create it won't create separate category for South Australia and this short version. So that's the reason why we're fixing this. Everything looks good. I'm just gonna save this. And another tip, when you download this from GFAT Scraper, it will be in CSV format. Save this as XLS or the Excel file extension in Microsoft Office so that the file size will get reduced significantly. Alright, so I'm just gonna do that. So here, when you click Save As, so make sure you select this Excel Workbook XSX, alright? I'll name this as weight loss. It looks like client completed our directory right here. So as you can see, we just spent 0.0510, but I hope this will work in just one shot. Now, we will need to activate this theme to be able to import the data, the custom fields. I'm gonna go to the dashboard. So go to WP Admin Dashboard, and here, go to the Appearance, Themes. It did not create the themes inside the WP Content Themes. That's why I cannot see it there. You just have to drag it inside Themes. All right, move that. Now it's inside the theme folder. We should be able to see that here. All right, there you go. That's our weight loss services, Gemini 2.5 Flash. So activate this theme. Now, once it's activated, install the required plugins. First is the advanced custom fields. So search this here in the plugin and install this and then activate it. So once it's activated, this is the first thing that you should do. Go to ACF and then field groups. There should be an import sync ACF files right here. But because we didn't use the smart model, that's why here, the ACF, it should be inside ACF JSON folder. So usually when you are using a smart model like Bot 3.7 or the Gemini 2.5 Pro, not the Flash, so this will do that exactly. So this one ACF JSON and the file should be inside that folder. Alright, so I'm thinking if it would work in just one go because in Claude 3.7 and Gemini 2.5 Pro, you don't have to modify anything. This works exactly as you requested. But anyway, let's see. So let's refresh this. You see right there, sync available. And now we can import this. We're ready to import our data. So to import the data, we have to install this plugin called this one right here, Ultimate CSV. And you will select this first result. So install this. And once that's activated, you have to carefully follow this next step because it's very important to create your taxonomy in a correct way. So you click this Ultimate CSV importer and here browse your XSLX file. So let's browse that or the CSV file, the one that you clean up. So once you uploaded that, make sure you select the correct post type, which is this one, weight loss. This is the one we requested and click on continue. Now this step is very important, guys. Go to drag and drop. Now, here to create your taxonomy correctly, go down to these terms and taxonomies right here. Now, to structure your state and then CP, what you're going to do is drag the region, which is the state right here, all right? And then add comma, and then drag the region again, all right? And use this hyphen and then the arrow to the right, just like that. And then drag the C, and that will form your taxonomy. The parent taxonomy will be this state, and then it will have the cities as the children. Now, you're going to map all the required fields here. For example, the title, I'm just going to put it as title. Usually, when there's no description, I am adding the attributes right here. But since we have the description, later, I'm going to display that I'm going to map that in the ACF fields, which we can use later. And the next important part here in in WordPress core fields is the featured image, which is the main image right here. Look for main image, and that's all you need for this WordPress core fields. Now in ACF, you have to map everything. So later on, when you need to display the data, when you need to update your theme, you're just gonna have to add a custom field and it will show. But for now, let's drag them, all this. That's done. You can skip the main image because you already mapped that to the feature image, so you can skip that, but everything, I just mapped them. Once you're done, click the continue button, and here make sure you tick this option so that it will download the main image as featured image. Don't forget that, and then now hit on import. So we just wait for a while. Maybe we will check our homepage once maybe 20 or 30 records have been created. So you can see right here, it's processing the 25 to 30 records. I think we can now check. While it's uploading, make sure you open this to a new tab. Do not close this while it's uploading, otherwise it will get cancelled. So I'm just going to open this to a new tab and see our new directory. Alright, it doesn't look good because, again, we use a cheap model, but important thing is it should have the correct functionality. So the first one I am checking is if we'll load based on the city. So I'm just gonna take this. Alright, it's not loading. That's fine. But here are the browse by state. So as you can see here, the Australian Capital Region and New South Wales. And these are the latest. Look at this popular weight loss. So when you take a look at the completed directory, like here in the fence, so what will happen is it will have this select state and it will load the city based on the selected state. So I think there's some error here, but for example, this directory, so you select a state, let's say Victoria, and it's going to load all the city. And we have the browse by state and we have the popular. So it's actually structured that, but it did not apply the correct CSS because, again, this is not a very smart model. But guys, this is what I'm doing to create another version of the theme since we have the data. So we use the other version, which is thinking, which I think a smarter one. Copy this and then go to the settings of Climb, and here change the model. Alright, change that, and what I'm gonna do is we will again prompt this. At this time, folder name, we will say 2.5 thinking. Alright, so it will create a new folder, and then here I'm just gonna change the theme name to thinking, so I will know which one to activate, and everything else will be the same. So I'm just gonna copy this and you create a new task. So click this start new task, and let's prompt this again. So we're using the thinking version. Let me double check. Alright, so it's now the correct version, and let's hit this. It completed our request, the 2.5 flash thinking. Let's just quickly observe the new files. So here it's a little bit intelligent because it created this ACF JSON folder, which it didn't create in the previous one. I'm not sure if it's going to work now in one shot, but we can test that. Let's go again. So report has been completed. So we have all the 353. Now we go to themes. Alright, that's our new model right here. That's our new theme, weight loss services, flash thinking. Let's activate this. And I'm just going to quickly fix the permalink. So even if it's selected as post name, just click on save changes so it regenerate the HT access. Now let's check the website now. This one looks a little bit better. It's more decent. Oh, look at this. Great. Wow. So better use the 2.5 flash thinking, not the cheaper version. And here, it just cost us 0.057. So not that bad. And it gave us a decent looking directory right here. Let me check if the CT is loading. No, it did not get it correctly, but that's an easy fix. You can just prompt it later. Let's check the states. Go to Victoria. All right, it listed the state right here, although it doesn't look that great compared to one that if you're going to use the Claude 3.7 or the Gemini 2.5 Pro. So if you want your directory to be looking like this, just use the Claude 3.7. It will cost you around $2 to $3, but it will be awesome. It will look great. But if you want to have just a decent looking, so you can use the 2.5 flash thinking. All right. So let's see this. Look at this. It generated the work hours correctly. And let's go inside the listing. Well, it looks decent. It has all the information that we requested. It just doesn't look that great, but the structure looks really well. All right. So go to the listing. We have the breadcrumbs, which we need, and go to homepage. All right. It looks decent, all right? So if you want to modify more, then use the Claude 3.7, but I think this one works well. So you just need to create your logo and your hero section here, just like this. So the hero section will appear here. For example, this one, fence, and this is the one created by just 2.5 flash, and this one is the 2.5 flash thinking. Now, if you want to fix the JavaScript right here, which is the only one missing, so you just simply say, so here, I just simply mentioned the drop-down JavaScript in front page not working. So I think it will understand that. So let's see. All right, so it's creating the JavaScript. So I think because this model is not that smart as 3.7, so it may forget some of the instruction, but you just need to remind them. So let's refresh this. All right, let's select one of the state, and there you go. It's loading the city. All right, good, great, it's working and it looks decent. So that's how you're gonna create your directory. Very simple step. After that, you can now apply the same thing in your actual hosting. So add a website, then connect to the domain. Here I am using the Hostinger so that I can host 50 websites. And you do the same. You import the data, upload the theme that you want to use and activate that, and then install the advanced custom fields and then the ultimate CSV importer and do the steps. All right. I have the full tutorial in the link below and access to this single prompt directory maker. Please leave a like if you learned something from this video and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. See you on the next one.